The question we're doing today is this: anxiety is the price we pay for modern life. Do you agree? You'll notice that there are three different kinds of introductions which we're going to go through today. First, we have the type called statistics. Unfortunately, though, you have to memorize some of the numbers here. Now, first of all, anxiety is defined as debilitating, and it afflicts, which means it affects 18% of people aged 18 and above. That's about 40 million people in the USA. I also need you to remember this name right here. It's called the National Institute of Mental Health. They came up with the statistics. Another statistics which you should remember is this. There are 3.3% of children and young adults in the United Kingdom who also suffers from debilitating anxiety. The other type of introduction that you can try is definition. And here, this is what it sounds like. Although unpleasant, you will say that it serves a powerful evolutionary function. Our ancestors had to be alert. We have to be ready to call upon the fight or flight response. In other words, something catastrophic may be about to happen, so they have to respond very quickly. And anxiety becomes detrimental when there is a debilitating sense of dread that is not proportionate to circumstances. This is a really important thing that I want you to remember. Next, we have an interesting quote. This is not a very good technique to use because you have to memorize the quote. You could get by with paraphrasing it, but memorizing it and producing it in its entirety would be very impressive. Here we have this person called Scott Stossel. He's the quintessential, which means he's like the epitome of a successful man. He's a representation, a very typical successful man. He graduated from Harvard, and he went on to become the editor of the US magazine. The word venerable means very highly respected. And the magazine's name is called The Atlantic. And yet he has written a book, that shows how almost everything about modern life has caused him to be stricken. Stricken is to be attacked by a pervasive sense of existential dread. That he feels that his very life is at risk. Now, obviously, we're not going to use all three techniques in our essay. Just pick one which you feel is especially useful for you or especially easy. We'll try that in class. Now, here is our stand. Anxiety has, without a doubt, become a fixture of modern life because, here is our scope. The media has learned to peddle fear, which means to sell fear, to increase viewership. Next, there is also less long-term job and financial security. And the last part of our scope is this. Many of us are buried in an avalanche of information when we try to multitask. This right here is actually our OV. So despite the fact that modern life offers some comfort in the form of advanced medical technology. And that's our introduction.